This episode is about trust, but not the kind of trust we demand from others. I'm talking about the kind that we create through self-awareness, curiosity, and vision. So whether you're a parent or a leader or both, these next few minutes could change everything. What if I told you that 74% of parents are making a mistake that is destroying their relationship with their teenager? And it has nothing to do with their teen's behavior. Teenagers will be happy to hear that. Let me introduce you to Robert, successful entrepreneur, devoted dad, but despite all his leadership skills, he found himself constantly second-guessing his teenage son. Was he hiding something? Was he lying? Was he about to mess up his future? Does that sound familiar? I know as a parent, I've had those thoughts. According to a 2022 Pew Research study, 74% of parents say they worry a great deal about their teens' ability to make good decisions. It's not rare, it's normal, but normal doesn't mean effective. So here's what Robert discovered that changed everything. I was reacting from my own fears, he said, not from anything my son had actually done. This is the part that no one teaches us. When we don't process and complete our past, we project it. And that's exactly what Robert was doing. He was bringing unresolved stuff from his past into the present as a lens for his son. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 powerful shifts that transformed Robert's relationship to his son, backed by research from UCLA and the Gottman Institute. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to move from reactive parenting to visionary leadership. I'm going to share specific examples of how this approach has helped thousands of parents, including me, rebuild trust with their teens. But before we dive in, I want to share something important. As a high-performance coach who has worked with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs, I have seen this pattern play out not just in parenting, but also in every relationship that matters, with our teams, with our partners, and even with ourselves. So the framework that I'm about to share has helped my clients transform the most important relationships while building multi-million-dollar businesses. So relationship and business are not exclusive. They do impact each other. So let's just dive in. Step 1, the power pause. Let me tell you what Robert did next after we started working together. He didn't buy a parenting book. He didn't go on a rant. He paused. That single pause changed everything. And that's not just in parenting. In that moment of stillness, he asked himself one powerful question. Am I reacting to my son right now or to my own insecurity? Now, this might sound a little simple, but here's what it makes available. Research from UCLA shows that simply labeling your emotions can reduce their intensity by up to 50%. That's crazy. This is what psychologists call emotional regulation through metacognition, stepping outside of your own thoughts to observe them. So when Robert paused and asked himself if he was reacting to his son or to his own insecurity, he didn't lose his authority. He reclaimed his clarity. And that is super important when you're dealing with any human being on the planet. This is critical because according to the Gottman Institute, the quality of our relationships isn't determined by never having conflicts, but by how we handle them when they do arise. The second step is to lead with curiosity, not control. So here's what my client Robert was doing before the breakthrough. He interrogated his son. What did you do? Why didn't you tell me? Where were you? Who were you with? Are you lying? I mean, it was literally like you could have had the white light interrogating, right? But control breeds shutdown. This isn't just parental wisdom. This is science. A groundbreaking study published in Developmental Psychology found that teens with overly controlling parents report significantly lower self-esteem and trust. And they're more likely to hide things. What you resist persists. So Robert tried something different. He got curious, not controlling. So instead of interrogating, he started asking questions like, what was your thought process here? How can I support you in this? Help me understand what you were hoping would happen out of this situation. These kind of questions opens up a dialogue rather than barking at someone. His son didn't feel policed. He felt heard and seen. So here's what's fascinating. According to research from the Gottman Institute, when parents shift from control to curiosity, they see a 70% increase in open communication with their teen. That's a big increase. This isn't just about better conversations. It's about building trust. So the third step is to reconnect with vision. So the final shift came when Robert asked himself 3 game-changing questions. What kind of dad do I want to be? What kind of relationship do I want with my son when he's 30? And how can I act in alignment with that future, not coming from my fear? This is what I call the creation conversation. Vision is the antidote to reactivity. Instead of managing and getting through a moment, Robert was designing his relationship from his vision, from what he really wanted. If you're ready to transform your leadership style and create deeper trust in all your relationships across the board, download my free 5 daily practices to be unmessable with. The link is in the description below. Think about it. Brené Brown defines trust as choosing to make something important to you vulnerable to the actions of someone else. It isn't about guarantees. It's about emotional risk, not about control. So guess what? You can't ask someone to take that risk if you're not willing to first. Trust starts with you, with your ability to pause, to question your own assumptions, to stay open even when it's scary. And as a parent, it's often scary. Whether it's your child, your team, your partner, or your own inner critic, building trust starts with curiosity, not control. So here's your challenge for this week. Pick one relationship where trust feels a bit precarious or strained. And instead of reacting, pause, reflect, and ask one open-ended question rather than making an assumption. Then reconnect to the vision you have for that relationship. What do you really want? And act from there, not from your fear or your reaction to the circumstance. So here are some examples to get you started. Instead of assuming that your teenager is hiding something, ask, what's been on your mind lately? Get in their world. Instead of jumping into an employee's mistake, ask what support would help you succeed next time. Instead of shutting down with your partner, ask, can we revisit this with a little bit more understanding? Can we take a pause and actually relook at this? Remember, trust is not built on grand gestures. It's built in micro moments of courage. Every time you choose to pause instead of react, to get curious instead of controlling, you are building a foundation for deeper connection. But here's what makes this even more powerful and what I've seen transform relationships for thousands of my clients. When you master this in one area of your life, it completely ripples into every area and every relationship you have. Your team starts performing better, your partnerships become stronger, your family dynamics shift. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Be Unmessable With, the podcast. And if Robert's story resonated with you, share this video with someone who might be navigating trust right now. And if you're ready to build deeper trust in every area of your life, download my free guide, 5 daily practices to being unmessable with. The link is in the description. And remember, trust is not about control. It's about connection. Let go of fear, lead with vision, and create relationships that are unmessable with.